decide someone's whole life, yeah. Yeah, I'm pro-God and I'm pro-life, and I'm pro-guns, and you know that I am pro-life. I'm pro-life, yeah. Yeah, I'm pro-life. Pro-life, yeah. Yeah, I'm pro-life, yeah. Who are you to decide someone's whole life? Yeah, I'm pro-God, pro-guns, and I'm pro-life.
I'm pro-life, pro-life, I'm pro-life. I told you about a million times. Why you gotta take those kids? Why you gotta end them before they begin? Don't you know that your little baby has soul? Every abortion is letting them go. There goes my baby, there goes my heart and my soul. There goes the future, we letting you go. We just cannot see the vision. Mama cannot see why you should keep living. She just going through life, perfectly okay with letting you die. She just painting her nails and saying, oh well, if all else fails, we'll send her to hell. Yeah, I know that it sounds very gruesome. Yeah, I know you tear up when we lose them. People are selfish and people are wicked, not understanding the cost of decisions. If you wanna play the most dangerous game, then gamble with your life like binary fission. That's the way of reproduction, now give it a deconstruction. One cell becomes two, then four, then eight, and before you know the baby's got it beating, hard to break. Then a couple months and now the little baby got a brain. So tell me how that is your body when the baby comes from pain, or tell me how that is your body when the baby's listening. So excited to see the world, just a little baby girl, so let her have your whole life, and no one's worth sacrificing.
Yeah, I'm pro-God and I'm pro-life, and I'm pro-guns, and you know that I am pro-life. I'm pro-life, yeah. Yeah, I'm pro-life.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages from all across the world. My name is Chandler Crump, and welcome back to another episode of Crump Live with yours truly here on YouTube, Rumble, Twitch, Twitter, a few other platforms. How you guys doing tonight? How you guys doing? It is a brand new week. Today's date is November 22nd, 2022, aka 11/22/22. I just love when dates line up like that. There'll only be a few more of those for a while, and then it won't really line up anymore. In fact, we're only going to be able to enjoy the second and third set of digits of our dates like this for the next maybe couple of years, because it'll be 2023 all the way up until 2030, and then in some months 2031. But once we hit 2032, we will not have that probably for the rest of our lifetimes, unless you were born on 2031, and then maybe you'll live to, I don't know, 2100. Either way, you guys get what I'm saying here. It's a special date. It's a special occasion. And we're back here live with a very special episode of Crump Live. How are you guys doing in the chat here on YouTube and on Rumble? Shout out to Bingley. Shout out Freedom Music. We're just getting things kicked off. We have a lot of special announcements coming on later tonight, as well as just a general dive into what's going on. But as you guys know, we jump into many different stories here. But I want to start off with a few quick bits, actually. I've seen some other show formats do this, where they just do really rapid fire stories quickly. And I want to start off with a few that you guys probably already know about, but have happened in between the last time we went live and this time. One of those being one of the biggest stories of 2022, which I'll sadly have to gloss over because everybody already knows. But President, hold on, let me fix that so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about, although I'm sure most of you already know. President Trump has made his grand return to Twitter. 45th president of the United States of America. His account has been reinstated. Now, I say President Trump has made his return to Twitter, but that's not technically true. See, what has happened is that his account has been reinstated. So you can see all of his tweets from January 8th, 2021, and his video he posted on January 7th, and everything that happened on that date. You even have some old live streams of his speech, which we might even be able to...
the United States of America, President Donald J. Trump!
On January 6th. Oh, we're not going to let that play because that copyright will hit hard, but yep. A legendary, historic day it was, and all the evidence of it actually happening are back live here on Twitter, including every single stay informed election fraud disputed claim tag he got, and some of the times where they literally struck it down so that you couldn't like and retweet his tweet. I don't know if you can find it here. It might be further down in the list, but still, you can see everything he had going on in his Twitter up until it was zapped on January 8th, 2021. And in my opinion, the day Twitter really died. Now, many people argue about this date, and I'm sure it can be argued that it happened when Alex Jones or Laura Loomer or many other people were banned that were kind of the precursor to Trump being banned. But once he was gone, it was over. It was over. There was no Twitter left to be had, and after that, it was boring. So Trump having his account back on Twitter is big news. However, Obviously, he has not begun to tweet on it, and he is still very proudly using his platform, Truth Social, which we can go and check out real quick before we move on to our next piece of news. We have real Donald Trump right here. As you can see here, he's being very active on it. Posted 2 hours ago, sloppy Bill Barr was a weak and ineffective attorney general who was fired, and now he's nothing more than a disgruntled former employee. Well, you did hire him, Trump, so there's your mistake right there. But either way, Trump is posting like crazy over on Truth Social and actually racking up some numbers too, depending on each post. I mean, some of these are getting, 10,000, and then some of these are getting like 20,000 likes. So obviously not quite to the same reach he had on Twitter with hundreds of thousands of likes. But I think if he keeps down on this path and doesn't give in to the Twitter temptation that is around and about, he might really grow Truth Social. And I know Truth Social is one of the fastest growing social media platforms alongside some of the other ones that came before it. So I'd say balance it well. Now, once the presidential campaign really starts to kick off, Trump needs to return to Twitter. But for now, I am in support of him biding his time. No Biden pun intended, but biding his time. That's a word. Believe it or not, look it up. Biding his time and sticking with Truth Social, the platform that he orchestrated and he built together himself. I'd say that's one of the most important things he can do right now, especially because Elon Musk isn't the whole free speech absolutist we thought him to be. However, after his recent response to Dinesh D'Souza, he might not be as far gone as some people may think he is. Dinesh D'Souza posted on Twitter, "We don't hear much about Democrats and leftists being let back on Twitter. Why? Because they were never kicked off in the first place. Their lies and misinformation simply escaped all scrutiny." Ain't that the truth? All scrutiny. Censorship has been deployed as a one-way operation against conservatives at Elon Musk. This received 110,000 likes. Wow. Yeah, Elon Musk said, "Oh yeah, all right, correct." Just...
Yep.
He said, "That's right. They were censored, people were censored, and these things happened. Correct." Wow. And that itself got 108,000 likes. Max Berger says, "Name literally one leftist lie. It looks like 1,600 people have named some things for you." ALX, who was also another person recently allowed back on Twitter. In fact, here's an actual... This is actually an entire list of people. There's ALX. This one is... I recognize the face, can't remember the name. Andrew Tate, Savannah Hernandez, Trump, Jordan Peterson, Kanye West, James O'Keefe, James Lindsay, aka Conceptual James, Marjorie Taylor Greene's personal account, and the Babylon Bee. Let that sink in.
I'm just being honest.
Let it in. No more censorship. No more any people getting banned off of things because people say, "Oh, what they said, it hurt my feelings." No more of that. So that's why Trump and many people are being let back on the platform. Even if Trump isn't posting, everybody else gladly is. And we're getting out there to make the whole world know about what is going on right now. Now, that's going to wrap up our quick bits because we have a ton more things to jump into. And trust me, we are not anywhere near done as we delve into this. Hold on, let me set this up real quick so that I have my full display capture here. But I want to give a huge shout out to everybody we have tuning in with us live right now here on YouTube and Rumble. Shout out to the folks we have in the chat as well as we get kicked off with today's show. I know I haven't streamed in a little while. We missed last Thursday's show, but as you guys know, we do go live here on YouTube every week on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8. I try to keep to that schedule as well as I can. So bringing you guys these shows 8 p.m. Eastern in the evening is always a fun time, as there's always really crazy things happening. And when I say crazy, I mean crazy things that will make you laugh, crazy things that'll sometimes make you smile, maybe cry a little bit. And today, crazy things that might make you want to throw up in your mouth a lot. So if we have any younger viewers in the audience, if you have your parents around, I urge your parents to cover your eyes and ears, maybe just kick them out the room for a little while, because the next few subjects we're going to be discussing are, disgusting. We're going to be discussing some disgusting things. Truly scary things that are happening right now, and that is about Balenciaga, which, if you guys are anything like me, you've maybe heard of it before. Some of you might have even shopped there before, once or twice. You have some fancy Balenciaga bag or something. I don't know the stuff they sell. I'm not into all that stuff. I truly am not. I know a few brands. Balenciaga is not one of them. However, I do know that Kanye West previously worked with them to create some fashion things, although his relationship with them was suspended because of his various remarks. They weren't too happy about that. Well, it seems like Kanye West and anybody else that recently separated from Balenciaga made a very wise choice, even if the choice was made for them, as Balenciaga has been exposed. Now, what were they exposed for? Well, they were exposed for doing some exposing themselves, if you get what I'm saying here. The brand Balenciaga just did a interesting photo shoot for their new products recently, which included a very purposefully poorly hidden court document about virtual, inappropriate child-based content. Normal stuff. Here are some of the images which I think are fine to show on YouTube. I think. Big I think on that, but even if it isn't, you know what? We're exposing what Balenciaga did. This is a toddler, obviously, and I'm gonna be honest, guys. I was too innocent to understand what was wrong with this at first, because I didn't know. I didn't know. I was much like this child in this image. But after a bit of research, I then realized that this is more gross than anything I've ever heard of in my entire life. They have this teddy bear dressed in... I still really don't know how to describe it. I just know it's supposed to be some sort of strange thing that some people in the audience might understand a bit better than me, but I just know that it's extremely inappropriate. In this outfit with straps and some sort of bow on the top, and this is just an innocent child. So this one doesn't seem so bad, right? Let's take another look at this one. Now this one, I look at it and I can say like, okay, that does look kind of strange. It's a little hard to see, so I'm gonna open it in a new tab if I can, and then give you guys a closer look at it. So this one I could definitely recognize. I've seen, my litmus test for if something is inappropriate is if I've seen a liberal at a protest wearing it. Like that's the that's the litmus test right there. And this definitely, I don't know if does it pass or fail the litmus test. Well, either way, it matches the description of things that I've seen crazy liberals wearing at protests. It's got like the, I don't know the words, but it's got straps and like some sort of neck thing, and it looks all sorts of strange. But then this next one I didn't even fully understand until Shuan had explained it. But as you can see in the tweet here, a very purposely poorly hidden court document about virtual child content. Now, it's really, really difficult to see, but if you turn your head and squint your eyes, you can see the phrase, although the sexual, yada yada, involve actual, yada yada. And then I think somewhere in there, it says something about children, underaged, some other things like that. Now, I'm sure people that know a bit more about this have done some research and figured out what document exactly this matches. But according to Shuan Head, it is, yeah, some wacky things. And then interesting timing, as Balenciaga had also just recently decided to start boycotting Twitter over something like that. We have an actual article here that I doubt will give us much information, but let's take a look anyways. Balenciaga has now pulled the controversial ads featuring children and inappropriate teddy bears. The luxury brand then issued an apology on Instagram for the recent advertisements. Luxury brand Balenciaga has issued an apology for its recent advertisement featuring children with sexualized teddy bears. We sincerely apologize for any offense our holiday campaign may have caused. In what way is this holiday? I don't see a single Christmas tree or any. I see dragons and teddy bears dressed like they belong at a Black Lives Matter protest, wearing not a lot of clothes. Where's the holiday spirit? Is it just me, or does holiday not really mean anything in that image? But anyways, holiday campaign. We have immediately removed the campaign from all platforms, the company wrote in a statement posted to its Instagram story. The advertisements, which were originally posted earlier this week, were for the brand's new holiday gifting campaign. The photos featured children posing with the company's plush bear bags, which wear BDSM-inspired harnesses. One photo featuring a child standing on a bed with one of the plush bear bags, surrounded by other purses and accessories that include what appears to be a chain leash, as well as a Balenciaga-branded dog collar. Social media users immediately called out the brand's latest campaign on Twitter, with some also denouncing a promotional photo for a purse that included what appears to be an excerpt from the U.S. Supreme Court's opinion on United States v. Williams 2008, which upheld part of a federal child inappropriate content law. We apologize for displaying unsettling documents in our campaign. We take this matter very seriously and are taking legal action against the parties responsible for creating the set and including unapproved items for our Spring 23 campaign photo shoot. We strongly condemn abuse of children in any form. We stand for children's safety and well-being, the company said in its statement on Tuesday. Balenciaga's ad campaign featured its Spring 2023 collection, which debuted this fall at Paris Fashion Week. The Spanish luxury brand made headlines last month for cutting ties with Ye, yada yada, a lot more that we don't really need to worry about. Here's the actual apology that was posted on their Instagram story. Patriot J actually says, very weak apology from Balenciaga here. They're only mad they got caught because someone at the company had to approve this perverted shoot. Isn't he right? Somebody at the company, even if Balenciaga is going to make them the fall guy, did have to approve this photo shoot. They looked at the images, scrolled through, these are fashion brands, okay? Do we really expect them to like not pay attention to the really small, minute details? I mean, they spend their time stitching clothes together and putting these designs so crazy and so wacky for Paris Fashion Week. They're used to these critics that are going to be taking a look at every single little thread of their clothes. So you'd imagine when it comes to digital threads, aka pixels, aka square inches that are pictured and then edited frame by frame, pixel by pixel, color correction, everything they need to do for these pictures, you're gonna tell me that not a single person decided to take a little look at the text that was in that little image that was printed out as a part of the set, or I don't know, decided to zoom out from the little small pixels of that and look at the child holding something that is extremely inappropriate? You know what we gotta say to that?
Stop the cap.
All right, get out of here with the cap. All right, you know what I say?
You can't keep getting away with this. You can't keep getting away with it.
We are not going to let them get away with it. We apologize for displaying unsettling documents in our campaign, yada yada. We take legal action against the parties responsible for creating. Yeah, that's right. Zen Benito says, they should know about design. This is no coincidence. And you know what? I think you're right. I think you're right. Hold on, let me copy my my thing over here so I can have both of these up here. Okay, we're gonna bring this down. Hold on, just a second. I'm trying to get this set up because in our previous stream, you guys told me that you liked it when I could do the double setting, so I think I'm gonna try my best to make that a thing. Okay, and then I just shrink it down. Okay, cool. Now we've got both of these on the screen. Okay, cool. Because honestly, man, Balenciaga, but it's CIA capitalized. I think that's funny. I think it's funny. I think it's even more true. I think it is even more true. Australia Day every day. No. Dude, I hope you're doing all right. He just said in hospital, had a heart attack. I'm praying for you, man. Everybody pray for one of the members of our proud Australian contingent. Australia Day every day. I'm so sorry to hear that, man, but I hope you're doing a lot better. I hope you're doing a lot better. Hopefully the things you're seeing on the screen aren't going to make this worse. I really hope they don't, because in all honesty, this is some really shocking and disgusting stuff that we can't let these people get away with. We really cannot. Well, let me do this as well so that it's there. Okay, great. Cool. All right. Sorry, guys. I'm really trying to get this optimized real quick. Okay, there. That's perfect. Hip Hop Thinker says, not vaxxed, please no. Either way, man, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well. They should know about design. This is no coincidence. Let's see. What else? Oh, my thing is getting weird here. Okay, we have more stories to jump into because sadly that's not it. Thankfully that's it on the children's side. At least they're not doing any more strange crazy things to children. We just have more men and women sports. Yes, it's not over. The NHL, National Hockey League, posted today, said the NHL is proud to support this past weekend's Team Trans tournament in Middleton, Wisconsin. This was the first tournament comprised entirely of transgender and non-binary players with around 80 folks participating. Jeez. You know what, man? Let them do it. All right? If they're gonna be wacky, go out there and let them be wacky. All right? We heart Team Trans. It is a little better than throwing trans women up on the stage, or I guess on the rink, with some ladies and letting them bash them up against the walls, thankfully. But sadly, somebody commented, so men playing on women's teams? Which isn't necessarily true, but it did get 14,000 likes, so yeah, that's just a whole up ratio right there. Just,
Yep.
I don't know what I said. I don't remember. I'm stronger. I'm smarter.
Look at that.
I'm better. I am better.
14,000 likes.
That was diabolical.
Diabolical. But then the NHL says something that, well, if they had left it here, knowing that, the world is changing and things are unfortunately going to go the way they are, and that's not something that can be fought, but it's something that maybe you can draw a line in the sand. So you know what? Let people be transgender, but make sure that they are staying in facilities that are catered to them specifically. So don't let transgender men go in the bathrooms with biological women. Don't let transgender women go in the bathrooms with biological men, so on and so forth, down to swimming. And the UFC, combat sports, okay? I think we can make a pretty clear definition as to why these people and these groups need to be separated. And it's not like some whole segregation, separate but equal, because if it was, then they might actually like it. It's not that. It really is supposed to be just like how we have men and women's restrooms, men and women's sports leagues. If we're going to make this a part of our society, then do not let it encroach on the things that we've already had to fight so hard to get. Like women having their own sports leagues. That's a good thing. If they want to do sports, let them do sports. Let them compete with people that are more on an equal footing to them. Equality of outcome, you know, whatever phrase they want to use. That it probably sounds honestly kind of wrong. I think equality of outcome sounds wacky, but whatever phrase that's going to make it as equal as possible for these separate groups. So if they left it here, fine. All right, transgender, non-binary players, let them do their thing. But this is where it once again falls off the wagon, and I'm tempted to say, screw it all. Don't let them on the ice at all. Okay?
Ultra. MAGA.
That's where I'm starting to get. Because they say trans women are women, trans men are men, non-binary identity is real. We don't really care about this last thing because honestly, you know, make of it what you will, honestly. Seriously. But this first part is where we need to draw the line here, because this is behind this line, so we don't even need to worry about that. That's wacky right here. Trans women are women. Trans men are men. That's why we got tampon brands saying it's not about girls, it's about anybody who has periods. I know some people that haven't bled a day in their life, but if Tampax says wear a tampon, it might just happen. It might just happen. That's how wacky things are right now. I mean, seriously. Seriously. Trans women are women, trans men are men. They got 23,000 likes on this, so I guess they undid the ratio by then ratioing him. But hey, it still happened. But look at how many people commented on this. Every time I see this, man, it's so funny. The NPC meme, oh, it's good. If I could play you know what? I'm gonna play it. I know exactly what it's called. The sound effect. Hold on. This one right here. When people look at this. Look at that. I mean, it's a good meme, if I'm being honest. It is a great meme, in fact. And in all honesty, a fired Twitter employee just got a new job as head of social media for the NHL. Oh, I hope that's not true. I hope that's not true. Because this is what the National Hockey League used to be about hockey. It did. And you know what? To an extent, maybe it still is. But now it's going to be encroaching that ideology on you, just like everything else is. Just like everything else. And I think that represents a serious issue. A serious problem that we can't seem to do anything legitimate to fight against, and that is that they own this culture. They've planted this idea in the next generation. They're getting your sons and daughters to pose on beds with teddy bears dressed like they belong at a drag story hour or something like that, which they also have your kids at, by the way. So no wonder people are starting to get up in arms. People are starting to get pissed. And sadly, some dangerous things happen. Possibly because of how much encroachment is happening here, how many people are being exposed as groomers, and how many parents and individuals in society are starting to get desperate to do anything they can to forbid this ideology from stepping forward, even resorting to violence, which I don't agree with. But we could talk about things like that another time, because we have many more subjects to jump into, and also some really big stories coming on down the pipeline. But first things first, I got to give a huge shout out once again to our channel loyal member, Saint June. He's coming and he has dropped another $100 to support the channel. Huge shout out to Saint June. He says, "Happy Thanksgiving, Chandler." Saint June, are you in the building here? Are you here on YouTube, or are you here over on Rumble? Where you at, man? Where you at? I gotta give a huge shout out to you. Saint June is obviously, you guys already know him, one of our longtime channel supporters. He's just rejoined the Hall of Heroes. He's gonna be bumping Mark Cook off the list. And he's also going to be joining our Hall of Champions as well. Let me get that done for you real quick, Saint June. As you guys know, we of course have many options to support the show available right up there. I'm not monetized by YouTube or anything, so if you've been trying to send a super chat or anything like that, it is not available for you. But thankfully, we have an alternative in donorbox.org/support-Chandler, which is just that QR code right up on the top left, which then allows you to donate directly to our show and support my ability to keep bringing content to you guys independently. So huge shout out to Saint June for that. I'm going to get him all set up here. Big thank you to, of course, Mark Cookin and Espo, who are also our current Hall of Heroes members. Let me get that over on this as well. Huge shout out to all of them. Recontext is so sick. Woo, woo. Shout out to everybody who's in the chat as well. I really appreciate all of you guys. You guys are really holding it down for me, so thank you. We're just getting started tonight, honestly. We've got a few more stories to get going with, so huge shout out to all y'all. Let me get this set up real quick. Let me just do this. I can just copy it and then set it to say St. June. Oh no, it didn't copy. Where did it go? There you go. Okay, cool. And then I can just set it to say St. June. His name is Sang June, but we call him St. June around here. If you donate as crazily as some of these people do, you earn saint status. So big shout out to St. June. We don't call him St. Mark, but he's one of ours as well as Inespo. Everybody else that has donated in the past, I really appreciate you. St. June says, I'm here, hard to get into Rumble today. I understand that. I don't know, sometimes Rumble is constantly improving. I haven't had issues with Rumble in months, but sometimes it can be up there, especially if you're on an Android phone or something like that. But either way, amazing platform. Recon Tech, who's actually in the chat today, is one of our proud Rumble viewers. He's also a Rumble streamer as well. We were having a fun time couple days ago streaming Warzone. He was streaming, I was streaming. It was a fun time. So shout out to the folks on Rumble. Shout out to everybody who's in the building. We're gonna keep it going because we've got more stories to jump into. Finally getting away from the drag story, all that madness. We didn't actually cover any drag stories, but honestly, with the kids dressing up and holding BDSM teddy bears, I think we can understand that things are getting quite crazy. But anyways, we're moving on from that. You can now bring your children back in the room so that they can get really fired up into what we have going on next. And that is Anthony Fauci, who has somehow reared his ugly head into the narrative once again. I really had hoped he would never return, but sadly, here he is again. He will just not go away. He says, the real danger is in the people who have not been vaccinated. Ah, man.
Stop the cap.
FBI, open up!
Nope, nope, nope.
I am not getting that thing in my arm. Get that vaccine in your arm. No. No. And now I gotta be careful. I'm probably gonna have to take this stream down after it because I said the V word that you're not allowed to say. I said vaccine. Oh no, here we go. I'm gonna get struck by lightning by Anthony Fauci, who not only is the science, but he's also the god of lightning. He's gonna strike me down for spreading misinformation. Somebody save me. Somebody help. No, but seriously, Charlie Kirk says, I can't believe we're still getting lectured by this fraud. Good riddance. Anthony Fauci is thankfully leaving the public sector very soon, but obviously we still got to hear him flap his gums about the vaccine and how this is going to be a deadly winter. Let's hear it.
Vaccinated and unboosted versus vaccinated plus boosted. That doesn't mean you shouldn't get boosted, but the real danger is in the people who have not been vaccinated.
Who else is really proud to be a real danger? Real danger to society. Now, when asked about this, asking any questions of the science is supremely not allowed. Obviously, you guys know the point of these press briefings isn't for the journalists to, maybe ask the people who are standing in the room questions. No, their point is to scream at you and tell you, no, I'm done with you. You cannot speak. Do not ask a question. It is not your turn, because they actually only call on people they want to call on. They've called on Newsmax a total of 0 times. 0 times. No, seriously, man. Let's watch this.
Dr. Fauci,
but she's only 30 great questions.
You're not being
You ask your question, you should allow her to answer the question.
Jeremy,
She asked a valid
Jeremy,
question, Dr. Fauci, on the origin of COVID-19.
it is not your turn. It is not your turn.
You can't understand people. That's not the thing. You can't read a press briefing. You need to call from people across the room. She has a valid question. She's asked about the origin of COVID-19.
I hear the question.
And Dr. Fauci is the best person to answer.
I hear.
This guy, first of all, he sounds like he has an interesting accent. He might be representing one of the foreign news agencies that is covering things in the White House, and he just sounds he's sad. He's like, she's trying to ask a question, and Dr. Fauci is the foremost expert on things, and he's the best person to ask the question. That's my impression of the accent. And I'm not even making fun of him. I'm trying to outline how insane this administration is to deny these journalists their job. This is what they do for a living. They sit in this room and ask Corinne Jean-Pierre and the human embodiment of science, Anthony Fauci, about what the heck is going on. And they're not being given answers.
You need to call from people across the room. She has a valid question. She's asked about the origin of COVID-19.
I hear the question.
And Dr. Fauci is the best person to answer.
I hear your question, but we're not doing this the way you want it. This is the disrespectful. It is. I'm done. Simon, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done with you right now. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. You're taking time away from your colleagues. Go ahead.
Insane. They can only call on the approved journalist to give the hardball questions. I put heavy quotes on that because it's really a softball with a little bit of ice around it. It's not actually all that hard. Colonel Jean-Pierre catches it. Oh, that was a good one, Jenny. That was a good one. But really, it's going 20 miles an hour. It's basically like playing toss with a dang gremlin. It's not a serious sport. It's not a serious thing they've got running up there. And so Corinne Jean-Pierre gets to snap and say, I'm done. I'm done. Now, I wonder what would have happened if Kayleigh McEnany had said, I'm done. Get out of the press room, something like that, to, I don't know, not Peter Ducey. What was his name? Oh, yeah, Jim Acosta. Oh, you guys remember the Jim Acosta era? That dude was wackadoodle. I don't know if he's still running things up there, but that guy was out of his mind. Out of his mind. The amount of times Trump had to tell him, sit down, you're out of line, etc., etc. If Kayleigh McEnany or anybody else that held the press secretary role, we had, what was her name? The new incoming governor of Arkansas, by the way, Sarah Huckabee Sanders. If any of them had even dared say the words, I'm done. Racist, if they had said it to anybody from outside of the country or anything like that. Racist. They are going to demand your resignation. Meanwhile, we just get to talk about it on the show with I'm done. White House press secretary loses it when a reporter dares ask Dr. Fauci about COVID-19 organs. Then another reporter steps in, and this is from The Blaze, which is more or less a right-wing source. This is the toughest we're gonna get. Dares to ask Dr. Fauci. That's funny. As Dr. Fauci and Dr. Ashish Jha, the White House COVID response coordinator, were answering questions at the press briefing, Daily Caller White House correspondent Diana Glebova attempted to ask Fauci what he has done to investigate the origins of the pandemic. Glebova shouted her question when Fauci finished answering a previous question, a routine practice when in a gaggle of reporters. White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre responded by scolding Glebova. We have a process here. I'm not calling out on people who yell. You're being disrespectful to your colleagues, and you're being disrespectful to our guest, Jean-Pierre said. I will not call on you if you yell. And also, you're taking time off the clock because Dr. Fauci has to leave in a couple of minutes, and he is the human embodiment of science, so don't you dare even question the science! The science! I'm done, she exclaimed. I'm not getting to a back and forth with you. That is when Today Africa News correspondent Simone Ateba intervened on behalf of his colleague, blurting out that Glebova asked a good question. You need to call on people across the room. She has a valid question. She's asked about the origins of COVID. I hear the question, but we're not doing this the way you want. I'm done, Simon. I'm done with you right now. And this lady gets paid the big bucks, 6-figure salary. How much is press secretary salary? How much does the press secretary get paid? Press secretary, White House press secretary salary. I'm so curious. I wonder if it's even noted here. White House salaries. This looks like, jeez, holy crap. Okay, this is a crazy list. But if we just look up press secretary, well, that was Sean Spicer. He made $179,000 in like 2017. There's Sarah Huckabee Sanders. She made less with $165,000. I don't know how accurate this thing is here, but we keep going down. Let's see if we can find Kayleigh McEnany. Let's do that real quick. Oh, maybe this list wasn't as of then, but still. White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki tops the most expensive press secretary, getting $180,000 a year. That is what Jen Psaki got. So I wonder if Karine Jean-Pierre gets a little bit less or a little bit more than that. That is almost $200,000 a year, which is still only getting close to half of what Dr. Fauci makes from the government alone. Meanwhile, he has his other income sources as well, his investments and his appearances and his book and his Disney Plus documentary. This guy's rolling in the bucks. Let me tell you, he never has to work a day in his life again, assuming he worked a day in his life ever. But either way, this is how much the lady is getting paid out of every single one of our dollars, because remember, the government makes nothing. The government takes from all of us and then gives it to themselves, like the press secretary, hundreds of thousands of dollars, which isn't a bad thing when they're actually doing good things, like, I don't know, answering questions of the press so that we can all have things to watch at home and say, okay, well, this is what the administration is doing. This is what's coming next. I can say that's good. Or for one side to be like, this is terrible. And just so happens I'm on that one side that's saying this is terrible, but not because I disagree with the policies, but because she is scolding the press. Not for being disrespectful, not for talking completely out of turn, but following routine press practices trying to get their question answered. Not just a Daily Caller lady, but a man from Africa News Today, or what was it? Yeah, Today Africa News. I said it in a different order, but Today Africa News asking a legitimate, straightforward question and getting lambasted just for trying to answer a simple question. That's hard times. Dr. Fauci, thankfully, is stepping down from his job as director of the NIH, or NIAID, Institute of Allergy, okay, and chief medical advisor to President Joe Biden next month. He gave his final government briefing on Tuesday. That's it. Ladies and gentlemen, he's done. He's done. Senator Rand Paul, however, has vowed that he will not stop investigating Fauci and the government's role in the COVID-19 pandemic and whether the U.S. government engaged in gain-of-function research after Fauci's government retirement. Paul and other Republicans want to know whether NIAID grant funding of EcoHealth Alliance is connected to coronavirus research at the infamous Wuhan Institute of Virology. Globova responded to the incident by suggesting Jean-Pierre refused to call on her because of the nature of her question. I attempted to ask Fauci several times on what he personally did to demand answers into the origins of the pandemic. That's why the White House refuses to call on me. I always come with the honest answers that Americans want to know. And what do you get for it? You get screamed at. You get shot with words, told to leave the press room, whatever it may be, and told that they're done with you. So big shout outs to Corinne Jean-Pierre and many other people who are sick and tired of doing their jobs. But speaking of people that are sick and tired, although maybe a little bit less sick than others, we have Ice Cube. Big news that sort of connects to our previous story as Dr. Fauci lambasts those that refuse to get vaccinated. Well, he's aiming and taking shots at Ice Cube, which is something that if I were Dr. Fauci, I would not want to do. Because Ice Cube turned down $9 million with a TV movie deal because he did not get vaccinated for COVID-19. Watch this video as he speaks truth to power about how he stands well more for what he believes in his bodily autonomy than any amount of dollars that anybody can throw at him.
Billions!
And that's the truth. Let's hear it.
I turned down a movie because I didn't want to get the motherfucking jab. You know, I turned down $9 million. Damn. Because I didn't want to get the jab. You didn't want to get, you know. Fuck that jab. And fuck y'all for trying to make me get it.
Obviously a language warning, but whoo. Dude, I might put that in a song. Holy crap, man. Screw that jab and screw anybody for trying to get me to get it. Watch this again. One more time.
Want to get, you know. Fuck that jab. And fuck y'all for trying to make me get it. So.
I love that.
You know. I don't know how Hollywood feel about me right now. You know what I'm saying?
But you know what? It ain't just Hollywood no more, though. You can go through the streaming. Streaming ain't got nothing to do with
That's Hollywood, bro. Yeah,
is it really? You think so?
It is. They on some shit, but you know what I mean? Me too. I'm on some shit too. So.
Cube vision.
No doubt. That shit indie, man.
I'm working on it. I'm hustling.
I got a few dollars. Let's put something together like the weather, man. You dig?
Don't worry about nothing.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah. Got a lot of things up my sleeve.
Yes.
Yeah.
For sure.
A lot of things up his sleeve. We'll go back and watch that again in a second. I want to give a huge shout out to Saint June, who is actually doubling down over on Rumble. He says, just trying this out. Thanks always for great shows, Chandler. He gives a 10 over on Rumble. So I guess I'm going to have to bump up his amount to 110. That's a record. That is a record. He has taken the #1 spot for the month. Let me update it on the Hall of Champions as well. But wow. So shout out to him giving that over on Rumble. I appreciate you so much, Saint June. More than you know, definitely more than you know, more than I could say it. But let me get you all updated over here. And yes, Rumble does directly have a Rumble Rants feature, which is just like Super Chats. And as you can see, it works. It goes up there, right in center. I've got my Rumble chat over here. So huge shout out to everybody we have over on Rumble. He says, finally able to get into Rumble. Novavax's purebloods must get out to run World Health Organization, yada yada, to end medical tyranny and energy tyranny. Purebloods run and nothing can stop. Oh, and Helicon says nothing can stop what's coming for Hollywood. So true, so true. And appreciate Novax, Recontech, everybody we have over there. Sorry for the yada yada. I'm trying to finish this video here real quick because it's a good one. I'm gonna come back and read your comment in a minute, but let's hear this.
Damn, turned out $9 million.
$9 million.
I just turned it down. Them motherfuckers didn't give it to me because I wouldn't get the shot.
Exactly.
So I didn't turn it down.
Oh, okay.
They just didn't give it to me.
Oh, because you wouldn't get the COVID shot.
Yeah, the COVID shot.
Oh,
the jab.
The jab.
Yeah.
During the pandemic,
he wouldn't let them poke.
during the pandemic, man, the pandemic
at all.
Yo, who are these guys? I mean, I know Ice Cube, and some of their voices sound familiar. This guy just had the pandemic. Yes.
Yep.
So true. So true.
I'm just being honest.
So very true. I mean, we're trying to ask the press secretary of the United States and the leading human personification of science, Anthony Fauci, what happened? All right, where did this come from? Because we know it wasn't bat soup like they tried. You guys remember when they tried to tell us it came from some dude in China eating a bat? Like throwing it in a soup and eating a bat? They thought we were stupid. They thought we were stupid.
Cause I'm stupid.
They thought we were stupid. And then we pull up with the facts. We're like, we woke up. We woke up. We started asking them questions. They were like,
I don't know what I said. I don't remember.
So I think it's about time we pull up like the FBI.
FBI, open up!
And start asking some real questions. We start pulling these people in interrogation rooms and or get them to testify at the Capitol and start, put them in the hot lights, make them sweat, make Anthony Fauci have to take a nice drink of his water. We got the parlor mug, a nice slow sip. I'll make that extra big for y'all. I got my parlor 1A mug. Take it. Because he's so thirsty. Things are getting hot with those hot lights and the cameras and all the people sitting in that room asking some hard questions, and get them to spill the truth. Because we need it. We need the truth, and we need it now. But speaking of the truth, no matter how slow it takes, it is still the truth, and I think the network that most needs to hear this right now is CBS. As finally, guys, after 769 days, can I get a drum roll, please? They have confirmed that the Hunter Biden laptop is actually real.
What are we talking about?
Cause I'm stupid.
Come on, guys. Are you serious? Lil 717 says Ultra Maga Crump.
Ultra Maga.
Good night, Shawnette Zakaria. I mean, hey, everybody. Good night. Good night, everyone. Like John Fetterman. No, seriously, guys. This is real. Oh, my gosh. You really can't make these things up. You cannot. After 769, almost 800 days, they turn back and say, oh, yeah, it's real. It's real. It only took them 769 days. CBS News said Monday that it confirmed the authenticity of data from Hunter Biden's former laptop more than 2 years after the post first revealed its contents, as the first son's lawyer complained he didn't consent to the release. The laptop links President Biden to his son Hunter and brother Jim Biden's foreign influence peddling, but high-ranking former spy agency officials claimed before the 2020 election it was likely Russian disinformation, and the story was censored by Twitter and Facebook. Most news outlets ignored the laptop's contents until recently. CBS's report follows belated verification of the laptop in March by the Washington Post and New York Times, and CBS correspondent Catherine Herridge reported that she received a copy of Hunter Biden's hard drive from former Delaware computer repairman John Isaac, and that Minnesota computer scientist led by former Secret Service computer crimes expert said the files appeared legitimate. Lanterman's firm determined that the laptop's contents accumulated over the course of time, as would be expected, and that there was no evidence that the documents were altered by outsiders. No evidence. So we knew it to be true, and yet CBS said nope. Nope. I mean, these images were found on the laptop. How were they supposed to tell us, oh yeah, this is actually, it just actually wasn't there. It's all fake. This is actually a deep fake, which I'm sure they'll be able to do one day. But I mean, this stuff is looking pretty real. Oh man. So yeah, 800 days later, CBS says it's true. The truth is slow, folks. The truth is slow, at least for some people. At least for some people. Two of Hunter Biden's former business partners, including Balenciaga, who received the email, told CBS News that the 10% held for the big guy was shorthand for 10% held by Hunter for his father. The author of the email has not responded to CBS's news questions, yada yada. CBS is finally starting to get in there and ask some more questions, but I mean, do we even want to hear the answers? We've been known what the truth is. and they wanted to hide. They wanted to say, no, it doesn't matter what they say. CBS News, everybody else said it's Russian disinformation. So yeah, feel free to vote for Biden, even though now we have to deal with things like
she was 12, I was 30, but anyway. America is a nation that can be defined in a single word. True international effort to pressure.
With the side of
chocolate chip.
Come on, guys. This might be one of the few nights where we play like every single sound effect we got on the board. It's been a great night. It's been a great night for the soundboard, truly. So I could keep going through this article, but I mean, do you guys really want to see more of this? I don't think you do. So that's going to conclude our coverage of Hunter Biden. We have one last quick story I want to jump into before we wrap up for the night. Jair Bolsonaro, who is the president of Brazil, who recently lost the election, and I'm putting that one quotes, and I think I can because I'm not a Brazilian. I know Brazil YouTube decided to start censoring Brazilian YouTubers that refused or even questioned the results of the election. But Jair Bolsonaro has now filed an official election court challenge to annul Brazil's election after various interesting things happened in it, very similarly to certain other elections in other countries. Brazil's former president, Jair Bolsonaro, has launched a challenge to the presidential election he recently lost to former and now president-elect Lula da Silva. Bolsonaro suggests or argues that there are votes from some machines that should be invalidated. Lula's win has already been ratified by the Superior Electoral Court. He's been congratulated by international leaders like Canada's Justin Trudeau and President Joe Biden, but Bolsonaro's supporters protested post-election and continue to do so, not believing that Lula, a man who served as president and was convicted on corruption charges, only to have a court throw them out, could actually have won the election. The justice who leads the Superior Electoral Court, Alexandru de Moraes, issued a ruling that reads that Bolsonaro's right-wing election coalition, which filed the complaint, must present its full audit for both rounds of last month's vote within 24 hours or he would reject it. Reuters goes on to quote financial execs and those within the Lula campaign, all of whom dismissed Bolsonaro's challenge. Head of private investment partnership FB Capital said that the bid by Bolsonaro would be unlikely to succeed, but that it also adds pessimism on top of everything we already have. And the head of Lula's Workers' Party said the bid was mere chicanery. She advocated for the challenge to not proceed and for Brazil to let the results that saw her pick put in power to stand. So it appears things are happening very similarly all across the world with elections. The more we embrace this technology, which can easily be cheated, because you guys know the more and further we get into the digital age, and of course things are going to become more secure, technologically speaking, people are going to know more and more how to defeat that technology. Young people that are my age, that have studied code a lot more than I have, and I've studied code pretty closely, I know how to do a few of these things, are going to know how to break these entire election systems single-handedly or with a small team. So yes, of course you could say, oh, well, we've certified the results of the election and we're not doing any more looking into it. And the court has already said this is true and this is true. People have the ability to connect these machines to the internet, sadly, which did happen in Arizona. And then people can, tappity tap, tap, tappity tap on their keyboards, connect with their mouse, all that through the internet and say, okay, we have these results and these results. But now instead of being like this, we're going to make them a bit more like this, You guys ever seen that image where it's the blue votes, it's the red votes that are up here and then it's the blue votes that are down here. I'll do it like this. And then the blue votes just suddenly whoop. You guys know the image I'm talking about, right? Blue lines, red lines, election fraud. Let's see if I can find that image I'm looking for. Is it oh, of course they're not going to let it be there. Yeah, they're just going to show me these normal ones. If I DuckDuckGo it and I do blue line, red line, and then that word right there. Let's see if it lets me see that image right here. Yeah, it's still not giving it to me, sadly. But I'm sure you guys know the image I'm talking about, where it was the votes that just suddenly jump up for blue right at 3 a.m. and nobody takes it seriously. But unfortunately, these people get all the power. So make of it what you will. Huge shout out to Lola Tex, who is joining the Hall of Heroes tonight. She sends $5, says, keep up your great work always. Appreciate all y'all helping me out over on the Rumble rants. That is awesome, dude. I appreciate all y'all. Thank you so much over on the Rumble chat. As you guys know, we simultaneously stream to both YouTube and Rumble, and I'm really proud that our Rumble has actually grown to eclipse our YouTube channel. Like, take a look at this right now. I'll show you guys our Rumble page as we're live. We've got a good amount of people in the building, more than we have on YouTube, and our Rumble page is actually growing. We're at 919 subscribers. We restarted our Rumble page, by the way. We're already approaching 1,000. So if you guys aren't subscribed to me on Rumble already, get on over there. Come on. do yourself a favor, join us over on Rumble. No censorship, no anything like that. Join us up. It's going to be amazing. Lil717 says, Chandler, I got you on Rumble. Awesome, man. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate all of y'all. And thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. But I have one last really special thing I want to play for you guys. And it's available exclusively over on our locals community and our YouTube community tab right now. It is a very special thing for the holiday season, and I'm excited for you guys to see it. So without any further ado, why don't you guys, as I move some things off the screen, enjoy the show real quick.
Wow, Biden's touching little kids.
What?
Somebody stop him.
Where am I?
Please?
Who are you?
Fine, I'll do it.
I'm way down. You ain't black.
I saw Biden touching little kids.
Rub my leg down.
Underneath the White House roof last night. I really saw the creep. He was halfway fast asleep. He thought I wouldn't tell the world about the children in the sheets.
I'm way down.
Let us know on me. Let us know on me. I just need some love, can't you see? Kissing in the mistletoe, I can't be. Cuddle up the fireplace, cause you're the one, yeah, you're the one that I've been chasing. I just need some cold love snowing down on me. Yeah, and you would never think I had it in me. Drop a Christmas album just to make sure that they envy.
I really wanna stay.
Well, baby, it's cold inside.
Don't want to go away.
But baby, it's cold inside.
These weeks that we've spent,
I wish the heater was running.
Without the power,
I bet it's warm in Trump Tower.
My skin is starting to worry.
I'll find some firewood
Can't
in a
even
hurry.
get warm, pacing the floor.
I'll have to make the fireplace
It's so
roll.
cold in here, I think I see.
Brand new album is coming this Friday for everybody that wants a little bit more holiday spirit this season, all while spitting some facts. America First Christmas, my next album, will be releasing this Friday, November 25th, featuring a few really great tracks that I think you guys are really going to love to hear, including some that have not been heard by the world yet. All with me singing along, rapping along to some tunes you may know, or some brand new ones that you'll be discovering right alongside me this Christmas season, including songs like MAGA Claus is Coming to Town, Snow on Me, This Inflated Christmas, Baby It's Cold Inside, The Government Fairy, as well as I Saw Biden Touching Little Kids, and I Saw Biden Touching Kids Remix. Featuring some special guests, which I'm so excited for you guys to hear once again this Friday. The link is right here, and I'm going to drop it in the chat as well for you guys to pre-save right now so that you can get your hands on this album as it releases this Friday. It's going to be a really great thing, and I'm so excited for you guys to check it out. Oh boy, USA Freedom Ring says, love this, Chandler. Just left YouTube and found you. I appreciate it so much. Make sure you hit that link. I just dropped it in the chat and pre-save the album right now through our DistroKid link. It's going to be available on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, wherever you get your music, it will be available. And for a limited time only, we will also be having CDs available for purchase. I'm going to have more announcements for that soon, as I would love to be sending these out to people as much as I can. So if you're interested in something like that, keep an eye out on this space, as there are going to be great announcements coming very soon for that. So you can rock out this holiday season, have a good laugh with some of these songs, because these songs are really designed to make you laugh. Although some of them are supposed to put a tear in your eye, or some of them are really going to make you dance around the Christmas tree with some lights and candles and everything that's going on this holiday season, just in time for Black Friday, right after Thanksgiving. This Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, actually, this Friday, November 25th, it's going to be a great time. So once again, make sure you set yourself a reminder, sign up for our pre-save link, or go to your favorite music store platform if you're watching this after November 25th, which is this Friday, and search up the album America First Christmas by Chandler Crump. Thank you guys so much for being tuned in. We'll be back with a whole lot more this Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern with another episode of Crump Live. We'll also be back again in the next couple of days for some more gaming streams exclusively on Rumble, so make sure you are subscribed to me on Rumble for that. I appreciate all my Rumble people. You guys have been holding it down for me in the chat. Lola Tex, St. June, everybody who was in the building, Recontact, love all you guys so much. Rumble is going to be a great thing, and it is growing so fast, so big thank you to all of you guys over there. And aside from all that, I'll catch you next time, free thinkers. Don't forget to spread the arts of intelligence. Peace out. And all y'all have a good night and a great Christmas season as we get things kicked off. MAGA Claus is coming to town.
Into the light.